Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dorothy Beninga. If this is the first time you're seeing me here, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Okay, so I recently made a post on Facebook and I said that we live in a time, or sadly, people do not talk about healing from relationship heartbreak as much as we need to talk about it. It's almost like something that is dismissed, okay? Like we do not really emphasize the importance of healing. Most of the time we're just saying move on to the next person, okay? You don't have to dwell on the pain. Going through the reality of what you're going through can be very traumatizing and painful, so just move on to the next person. And I was like, we shouldn't do that. And funny enough, as God will have it, to the glory of God and to the shame of the devil, a lot of people agreed with that, including, making comments about the importance of healing. And that's just what I want to talk about today, okay? It's very, very vital and it's very, very important to heal from a heartbreak, whether the person broke up with you after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 1 year, 10 years, okay? Healing from a heartbreak is very, very vital. Okay, so probably why I am a bit passionate about talking about this is because I have experienced my own journey of healing, and I can tell you healing is not easy, but healing is worth it at the end of the day. If you sit down and take a look at how you went through the process, everything that happened with you in that process, you realize that healing is very vital, it's very important, and it is a very crucial step that everybody who has gone through one pain or the other should take. Why I might be passionate about this is, so I happen to be somebody who was in a relationship with somebody whose relationship had ended like 5 years ago but hadn't healed. Okay, so the relationship this person was in ended like almost 5 years ago, and we started dating, but I saw subtle signs that the person hadn't healed. But somehow I told myself I'll just love the person so much, okay, and probably prove to the person that I am not his ex, because I saw a lot of projections. Like there was a lot of comparisons, there was a lot of, usually I don't date girls that are this slim, my ex was this, my ex is that, okay, my ex did this, my ex did that. There was a lot of what if your ex does this, what if your ex comes back, what if this, what if that. There was a lot of bringing the ex into our conversations and all whatnot, and it got to a point where I said asking, do you have to like compare me to make me, to make yourself feel like I'm not that person, all those comparisons and all of that. Well, eventually it ended, but then what I realized is that something about healing, right? It's, sorry, I keep looking off because my mind is also wandering. So something about healing is that there is a different time span or time frame for everybody. Somebody might intentionally go through his healing journey in like 3 months and completely intentionally heal because he intentionally took the risk of going through healing, because it's like a risk. Yeah, like I said, it's not easy, okay? And another person, it might take 2, 3, 4 years. Probably sometimes it might be dependent on how invested you were in the last relationship and how painful the breakup was and everything. So you might need a longer period of time to heal, but the time frame for healing could be and can be different for different people. I've gone through 7 months healing, okay, and then I came out knowing certainly that I had healed. Why? Because when I went into this new relationship, I wasn't looking for somebody to make me feel better about what I had gone through. I wasn't looking for somebody to, nurse the wounds of what I had gone through. All those nursing and all those, I went through it with me and my Lord Jesus Christ and all the people that were mentoring me and teaching me and helping me go through the process of healing. You know how they say, oh, healing makes people come closer to God. What are these? What? See, what if the person comes closer to God as a result of the heart being broken? Because one thing we do not realize is that sometimes, right, God will allow your heart to be broken so that you will come to Him, and then He will begin to, readjust some certain things, and He will begin to, show you or reveal Himself to you in some certain way, or maybe even help to redirect your steps. Whatever it is, God will allow it to happen so that He will get your attention back. So yeah, what if a heartbreak draws you closer to God? Whatever it is, it's important, to be close to your Father. What I know is that by the time I had moved on to a new relationship, I wasn't thinking about, this new person making me feel good or making me feel better about what the other person had done. In fact, it got to a point where I was even questioning whether I could be enough, even though that's another phase, that's another different topic for another day. As God will have it, He also helped me through that phase, okay? Through that phase of questioning myself and what's not. God helped me through that, okay? So this is what I'm here to say. Healing is different for different people, but it's a very, very crucial and important step that you must take before you proceed into your next relationship. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is completely perfect, okay? We all have our mistakes, but lack of healing a lot of times is what makes us make projections on the people that actually genuinely love us. So for the sake of the person that you intend to go into relationship with or to spend the rest of your life with, please heal, okay? It will be good for you and it will be good for that person. The person doesn't have to constantly question himself and everything that he's doing. And for you, you also come in with a very clean slate of, even the expectations. You enjoy your relationship better. So yeah, that's what I have come here to share. Healing is very vital, and I hope that you have gotten value for whatever it is I've shared in this video. If you found this interesting, please do well to share it to others, subscribe, and like and comment. I think I'm also going to talk about healing in my next video, because it is one process that I have been able to go through by the grace of God.